Hey guys, just back in the video today. Sorry for the lack of video last week. I was out of town and didn't have time to put one up during the week. So I'm going to be trying something a little bit different with this video. I have cut out about 10 minutes of footage that just did absolutely nothing, so tell me what you guys think in the comments below. But anyways, you're probably not here because you're returning. You're probably here because you want to know about the N1K2-Ja, which is obviously the plane I'm in right now. It is probably the highest tier, best dogfighter, best 6.3 dogfighter you will get. You won't get any better. It has 4 very powerful cannons, as you're about to discover, as this F7F is pretty much AFK. However, they are fairly slow muzzle velocity, but you do get over 900 rounds, so you can afford to spray a lot, as I tend to in this plane, because I can afford to. I recommend using stealth belts. It is very maneuverable. It is like any other Japanese plane. It is basically a high tier 0, is how I would describe it. Except its guns actually put planes into the dirt quite quickly, as you've already seen with 2 quick kills into the match with 2 people that don't know what they're doing. And this thing, it's, as with a 0, it is very, very fragile. But, that being said, it is quite quick in a dive. So when you're fighting jets, as you will see in the next replay, you need to be able to climb and outclimb them, and have an energy advantage over them, or an altitude advantage rather, so that you can get the angles of attack to get these guns on target, because as I said, they are very slow muzzle velocity for 20mm cannons. They do fire quite quickly, but they're definitely, in the speed department they leave a lot to be desired, but they are quite punishing when they do hit, as you've already seen with those F7F and Bearcat perishing rather quickly with a short burst each. So, other things about this plane is it is not the most maneuverable plane at this battle rating bracket from 5.3 to 7.3. There are planes that will out-turn it, such as the LF9s, so you need to watch out for those. They can cause you problems, but you are faster than them. However, when you're fighting those, you will also be having Bearcats to deal with, and you cannot deal with both at the same time, so that's just something to be watch out for. You don't tend to see a lot of LF9s. You're mostly fighting Americans or in mixed games, because for whatever reason, that's just what Japan does. Never take a head-on in this plane. Do what you're seeing here. Break from the head-on and get it into a scissors. You will win the scissors against a Bearcat 100% of the time, providing you aren't complete shit. So, it's just one of those planes that it's like, it's not the best plane at its battle rating, it's not the worst plane at its battle rating, but I just enjoy flying it. It suits my playstyle very well of being able to engage everything whenever I want, if I have the energy advantage, but if someone decides they want to engage me, I can still take them on. It's my kind of perfect fighter. It reminds me a lot of the Ki-43-3 Otsu, which is one of my other favorite planes in the game. Now you can see here I'm actually running vertical targeting as well, and I'm still aiming behind these planes. So, the guns are quite slow. It is kind of irritating, but what can you expect? And around here I need to be very careful, because as I said, this thing, I am around an airfield, so I need to definitely be paying attention to not get shot down by AAA. And this is actually their last guy on their team, where this game was very, very quick, so he promptly gets shot down, and I feel like this game just shows, like, this plane can definitely hold its own at a 6.3. One of the reasons, there's 2 reasons I'm doing this video. One, I was flying the N1K2-Ja, just the standard one, and I'm like, I thought this thing was better. And 2, I had someone tell me that this thing is really bad and you should never use it because it's not very maneuverable, it's slow, and it's like, well, it's actually the opposite of all of those things. So, this is definitely a plane. When you see one in a Bearcat, don't just be like, oh, I can destroy it, I'm so much faster, my guns are better. I mean, it is definitely something you should be afraid of. It is a very powerful aircraft at this battle rating. However, it does have problems against jets. The worst thing you will ever have to fight in this plane is a Vampire. Or a Horton, but you can only fight Hortons in mixed games. So, that's, yeah, a bit of an issue there. And you do tend to get a lot of mixed games, because no one really plays high-tier Japan for some reason. Most people just see it as a part of the tech trees that no one flies, and I don't know why. It's an amazing tech tree, just no one flies it. Now the other thing about the N1K is it does sit in an odd spot in the tech tree, as it's the highest battle rating, but it's first at tier 4. And this is what I'm talking about attack angles. This vampire thought he could outrun me, but I had an attack angle on him, which meant that even though I'm slower, I am still in a position where I can have a couple seconds on his 6, and luckily these guns were enough to wingtip him, and as I'm watching my prey fall to the ground, I realize I have completely fucked up and tunnel visioned on someone that's already dead, and this meteor is coming. So I'm just trying to make me as hard to hit as possible. He definitely had default belts or I would have died. And here's where this thing's maneuverability comes in against jets. I can keep with this guy despite my unbelievably low energy state because I just came up out of a stall climb. I can get some sparks and some hits into him, but this guy's ping must have been pretty high, because when he was flying in a straight line, I mean, I cannot kill him. It's just spark, spark, spark. And once again, these cannons' low muzzle velocity is something I'm not used to. I'm aiming them like they're Hispanos, and they really are not Hispanos. But as you can see here, even when he's flying in a straight line, I'm getting all these hits, but nothing's really happening to him. I don't know what was with that. Just RNGesus decided to say fuck you for once. But he does actually end up going down. So now I'm looking for more planes to engage. I am fairly low on altitude, which means I won't have an easy time at getting attack angle on jets. I will have an issue if I do get bounced here, as I have been damaged by the meteor. And we're on Wake Island. I kept getting really odd maps flying this plane. Like last game you saw Midway, Wake Island. The next game was Iwo Jima, a map I thought they actually removed, but apparently not. So I don't know whether they've changed the Pacific map pool or whatever, but I'm seeing a lot of interesting maps lately. So now I'm going to go help out these two with the ME-262 or the Yak-15. The 262 sets that guy down already. Not much I could do about that. I was hoping I could get a nice burst into him here, but I don't think I let enough, and I missed. And I don't want to pull into the vertical with him. This thing is good in the vertical, but don't go vertical with jets. They have so much more energy than you. Their energy retention doesn't really matter. So I'm just telling that guy to watch out. Second plane coming in. There's already a Yak-15 on him. P-80's looking at me. He broke. He knew he couldn't get an attack shot or a lead on me. And that's when I get shot by AAA. And that's when I'm done here. There's no way I can fight this Yak-15 and this 262 with that hit from the AAA. I J'd out just to make sure it wasn't a plane that I tapped J to make sure it wasn't a plane that I didn't see. And that's when AAA's like, nah, fuck you, bruh. Fire. Even though you're in the middle of the map, we're going to be as overpowered as possible, and you will just die. So that was an unfortunate end to a decent game. Now, in this next game I didn't do the best, but I feel like it showcases what this N1K can really do, even in not the best of circumstances. So, this game is a max down tier as opposed to last game where it was a max up tier. So the worst thing I can see is an F8 F1B Bearcat, and I'm not actually sure what the Americans have at a 5.3. B-17's really it. B-17Es. So, not too much variance in their fighters. It will mostly be Bearcats. So, and that's what I mostly see. And there is the plane that I fear the most on the enemy team. The LF Mark 9, the only thing in the enemy team that will be able to outturn me. So, and he looks like he's going heads up with the J7, so I was really hoping that J7 could kill him, but he's not. Now, I don't really want to take head-ons because those Hispanos will destroy you, especially if they're firing air targets, because this plane is basically rice paper. I mean, just like all Japanese planes. But I just need to stay fast and engage these Bearcats until we can get that LF9 in the ground. But what I decided to do instead is turn around and try and take him in a head-on, which was not smart, but neither of us are any good and both miss, so that could have been worse, but it went alright. So now it's been a long time since I played on Iwo Jima, probably almost 6 months since I last played Iwo Jima, so I don't really remember a lot of the details on this map anymore, because it is a very, very rare map. However, keeping an eye out, I've got 2 planes on my 6. I want that Bearcat to close the distance on me, so I can force an overshoot rather easily, because I need to stay at about 500 kilometers an hour. This thing does start to compress about 550, 600 kilometers an hour IAS. Just convert that to whatever units you use. It is a bit of an issue when you're trying to get an attack angle on jets, because it does compress quite badly. So he closes into a decent distance, so I loop it into a split S, and I just want to make sure he doesn't get his guns on me. And that's when he goes full retard and manages to rip himself. Didn't actually know you could do that in a Bearcat, so that was pretty impressive. But yeah, that's when I see the second Bearcat incoming. The same position on my 6, do the same maneuver, except he was a bit farther away, so now I have to do a bit more maneuvering to make sure I can get on his 6, and for some reason he does an odd pullout and decides to just completely disengage at a really bad time. And if I could have aimed, he'd have been dead a lot sooner, but I mean, I still get the kill on him, not a huge deal, and that's when a third Bearcat comes in. That's something this plane is very good at, is dealing with multiple opponents, because it is very maneuverable, and it is decently quickly, so you can keep your speed up. It's got decent energy retention. Second KA-84 comes in, and that's what's going to finish this game off, and this video. So, I hope you guys agree with what I was saying, that the N1K is an amazing plane. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time.